Recording is on.
All right. Good morning once again, everyone, and welcome to today's class. How are we doing today?
Hello, ma'am. Fine, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Good to have you back again. Welcome to the last class for the year. I will share my screen shortly so that we start from where we stopped yesterday. Okay, so I will quickly do a run through of what we talked about yesterday. So we talked about product prioritization and the backlog management. And as product managers, we should know that we cannot build everything at once. So future prioritization, it's determining the order of importance that different features or functions should be implemented. So simply put, it's the process of a product manager deciding which feature to build first and which one to delay or which one to drop. So think of product prioritization as prioritizing features to know which to delay, which to go first, which to drop. That's the one you'll not be doing. Then we talked about why we cannot build everything at once, limited money, limited time, limited people. That's the resource that we have. So that's why we can't build that together, all everything at once. And also an example is I gave an example of everyday app that we used, and also what product backlog is. It's a list of the product ideas that are clearly and ordered by importance. So you having your list of ideas in the order of their importance. So it contains features, improvements, bug fixes, and experiment. Also, we talked about why product prioritization is important because it helps the team to build it's guide the team from building the wrong thing. It also helps them not to build bloated products, and it also makes them to be able to achieve their deadlines. And also, customers get frustrated if prioritization is not considered. And team focus on what matters when you prioritize. Users get our value faster, and business goals is supported. All right, so another one is the prioritization framework. We talked about four prioritization framework. The first one is the Moscow theory, which is you classifying or categorizing your products in their order of importance using must have, should have, could have, and won't have. Won't have is those ones that you will not build, and could have is all the nice to have features, and should have they are of high value, but the must have must come after them. You have to plan properly for it. Then we talked about the right story, which is the reach, the impact, the confidence, and the effort. So each of these end up in a four quadrants, which shows you the quick wins, low effort, high impact, and the value. Then the big bets, that's the high effort but high impact. The feelings, we have the money pit as well. The money pit is not advisable that you go into it. Then we have another prioritization framework which shows impact and effort metrics. This is the prioritization metrics that shows the value that you have your future. So what is the value to the user? Is it high? Is it low? Is it medium? And what's the effort required? It's always advisable that you do the one that has high value to the customer with low or medium effort rather than doing the one that has low impact to the customer or low value to the customer but high impact but high or high effort. So this is what the matrix look like. Let's look at the matrix very well. We have the high value, we have the low value underneath, and here we have the effort. So this horizontal line is the effort. The vertical is showing the value high and low. So high value It has high value but low effort. So you have to build that one first. You build this first, this particular one that has high value and low effort. Then the one that has high value and high effort, you have to plan carefully for this. And that's the likes of the bill payments we talked about yesterday, the saving goals, the support charts. Then we have low value and high effort. This one is a money pit. So it's advanced reports, custom search. So all of these custom thing. So this one are very nice to have if there is time, there is enough resources, you can go for it. But this one, it's low value and low effort. You do this later. These ones can start serve as feelings. That is, maybe there is a blocker for the main one, which is the high value, low effort. When there is a blocker, you can fill in with dates. Your developers can work on this because it's low effort and yeah, it's low effort and the value is also low. Then we talked about the Canon model as well. The Canon model is a Japanese educator. It's a model that was introduced by a Japanese educator, an influential figure. So there we have the delighters, we have the performance feature, we have the basic feature. So you start with the basic feature, then to the performance feature, then to the delighters. Delighters is when you go above and beyond the expectations of your customers. So the main idea behind this model is if you focus on the features that comes under this tree bracket, the higher your level of customer satisfaction. So when you take it gradually, your customers derive satisfaction. Then products backlog management. We talked about it as the process of organizing and updating, then prioritizing items in the products backlog so that the team works on what delivers the most value. So it's you basically prioritizing in the order of importance so that your team has not misled, so that your team knows what to work on at the right time. So it is you clearly writing out your futures. It is you reordering them, the futures you've written, removing outdated ones. Your backlogs should not look like a dumping ground. Then a good backlog should be clear. It should be clear that everyone understand what is there and it should be prioritized. It should reflect users' feedback as well. That's where bugs should be reported there. Experiments should be reported there as well. It's not just features there. You should support your business goal. Always note that uh, the role of a product manager is to align the customer needs with the business goals. Now let's move to today's section, which is going to be the key components of a successful. We're still going to talk on backlogs, product backlogs. Now, what are the key components of a successful backlogs? Every effective backlog shares the certain elements that helps team to understand what to build and why. So now, what this is trying to say is the key components of a backlog, you should know that your backlog should help your team, your engineering team, your business team to understand what they are building and why they are building this. Like I said, do not only think that your engineering team are writing the codes alone. They should also be carried along. They should be involved in the business processes so that they know what exactly they are building and why they are building it. It is when they know why they are building it, that's when they would work towards the common goal of the business goal and customer satisfaction. So these components create clarity across your entire organization. You know that as product managers, you work cross-functional. So now, first thing first, you prioritize items. Work ordered by value. Value not random sequence. Now, when you create your pro, when we talk about product backlog management now, priority is the first thing. Prioritize. Do not put the example I gave yesterday of a banking app. Do not put Face ID before send money. Do not put dark mode before airtime top up. So you should prioritize, because you're the CEO of your products. You should prioritize the item in the order of value, the ones that give the most value to the customer first, not just random sequence because the way they are coming to your head is the way you are just writing it down. Yes, it's good to write all of these things down, but when it now comes to the backlog management itself, you reorder. If it goes through Jira, there are ways that you can reorder your items. So you reorder in the order of the value that they give. And that one is a clear description. Your backlog should be clear enough. You should have enough details to understand without over specifying it. Now, your engineering team should be able to understand what you have added to your backlogs, and that's when you see, when we're using the Figma on Friday, we have where you can add description, where you can add images, links to your Figma. You can add as many things as possible in order to direct your engineers. So it's you giving a clear description. When you give a clear description, you do not only help the engineers, you help yourselves as well, because you save yourself the stress of them coming to you to ask that, oh, what is this? What is this that you put on your product backlog? Please, can you explain? But if you had explained it in a way that is understanding to them, in a way that is clear enough with enough details, they will not come back to you saying, ah, can you share us the slide? Can you share us the Figma design? You already have all of that. Like, it's self-explanatory enough for them to be able to understand. Where you come in is when they are having difficulties or they needed more understanding, which is very rare if your product backlog has a clear and enough details for them to go with. Then we have the acceptance criteria. So specific condition that you require to be done has to also be there. That's what's your acceptance criteria. Jira also have where you can input acceptance criteria. Okay, for sign up field, our name should accept only alphabets. Numericals should not be accepted. Characters should not be accepted. So you need to define what your acceptance criteria looks like. That's a specific condition you are giving them to define this is what you mean by done. Then you estimate relatively sizing to help with planning. You also estimate. That's why you can look at when you are putting your when you are bringing your backlogs into sprints. You look at it that, oh, okay, let me take two, let me take three at once, let me take four at once. So it all depends. So as product managers, you need to also cultivate that habit of estimating your products backlogs. It's not enough that you put it in your backlogs. It's enough that you prioritize your items, you give a clear description, you give a clear acceptance criteria, and you also estimate the relatively sizing to help with your planning. So now, how do products backlog to drive development success? Product backlog transform how team builds software by creating focus and flexibility, improving product development outcome. Now, for product backlog to drive success, it helps to transform our team by creating focus. So why we have the product backlog at first is to create focus and flexibility, improving product development outcome. Because when you have your backlogs, you can easily go back and make adjustments. Okay, this is a should have feature. Later it turns to a nice to have feature. You move it. There's this room for flexibility. You keep improving your product development outcome. Like I said, the product's backlog does not only include the future. Now, because you have bugs, because you have customers feedback, you have experiments from customers on the product backlog, you are able to improve the development outcome. The first feature you wanted to be that you built was, okay, you want to build a savings application that have a saving goal, but when your customer tested, they they get feedback that they needed reminders. So now reminder is not part of your product backlog, but because you've given that, you have to add it to your product backlog and also prioritize it. So helps you it helps in improving the product development rather than just building based on all the research that you have carried out before the commencement of the product in an agile environment. When you use this approach, it helps improve that product development from what the initial idea you want is to improving it to a better product. Now, it also helps in what's it called, accelerated time to market. Now when you have product backlog, it drive development success by accelerating your time to market, because you launch as quickly as possible. Your customers have told you that, oh, they needed a reminder, you work on it in your second sprint, you launch it to market. You don't wait till you build the entire product before you launch it to the market. Then you enhance team alignment and focus. The team is aligned. They know that, oh, according to this product's backlog, once we are done with send money, we are going to transaction history. So there is an alignment and there is a focus. They have focus. They are working on send money. They are not deviating to transaction history exporting. They are not deviating to dark mode. They are aligned. Another one is the real-time visibility into progress. Now, looking at your product backlog, Shura is a good example. You are able to see activities, the to do, the in progress, the done. So you are able to see all of this at once. So you know, oh, there's real time visibility into the progress. Okay, your developer is working on this now. The next thing, your developer moves this in the next 3 hours to done. You know, oh, this is completed. You can quickly test. You can ask your QA to test. Then you move on to the next one. So it gives you that visibility, that real time visibility on what is happening. So it drives development success. So what are the things that should be in your product backlogs? As product managers, the important things that should be in your product backlog includes the user stories and future. Now, on your product backlog, it is not enough that you put that, oh, this is the future I am trying to build. Sign up. Now you have your sign up. You need to add a user story to it. I already told us how to write user story. So you add to align it with a user story that, oh, okay, this is what the user story should be like. So for every of your product backlog should have a user story and feature. From feature to user story, each of those features should carry a user story. It is only when they carry user story that's when your engineering team can better understand that, oh, this is what we're trying to do here. Then bug fixes and quality improvement. So your product backlog, like I said, does not only include your features, it include bug fixes. Oh, you've done this, customer is getting error 101, error 404. Now because customer is getting error 404, they cannot proceed to add it. Proceed to add it that, oh, error 404 bug fixes. Now when they worked on that fixes, you certify that, oh, this is working. And quality improvement as well. Oh, you worked on login, but customers said they would also like that they have alternative login, like instead of email they want their username or their phone number. That's an improvement. It has to also be on your product backlog. You have to put it on your product backlog. Technical debt and infrastructures. So what do I mean by technical debt? Now your product backlog as well should cover things that your engineering team needs to go back and do. Let's say for instance they're trying to build a feature, then they use a shortcut for to temporarily solve the problem. They did not make the actual fix. They did a workaround. They did a workaround. So now they need to go back. They need to go back after to make proper fix for that feature, for that bug, so that in the future it doesn't give problem. So that's what we mean by technical debt. So you have to also put it, if you do not put it in your product backlog, it might be overlooked and later in future it will be causing problem. So any technical debt and infrastructure should be included in your product backlog as well. So also research and learning initiatives. Okay, you researched about this and this is what you get. You did a competitor analysis. This is what you get. Yeah, you're learning. You read about this. All of this should also reflect in your product backlog when you are writing, so that it's in you are able to get a clear view of everything. Not like you are bringing in this approach. Why are you bringing this approach? Because you made a research and this is what you notice that people in the industries, other competitors in the industries are using. Okay, so therefore it's better that we go this route. This should be included in your product backlog. So now, as product managers, how do you build your product backlog? How to build a product backlog? Start with your product vision. Product vision is everything. Like, before you can start building your products, there has to be a vision for that product. You have a goal in mind, you have a vision in mind. This is it. This is what I intend building, and this is what I'm trying to solve. This is how I want the product to be. This is the vision for this product. So first of all, you have to start with that product vision. It is only when you do the first step, which is to start with your vision. For every product that you build, always remember that you conducted your research. You did your research, and after your research, there is a problem discovery. Oh, when you have your problem discovery, there's a problem statement. Oh, this is the problem. Then you start ideating. How can I solve this problem? There are 1001 ways to solve the problems. Now put down all of your ideas. Oh, idea one, idea up to the number that you want. Now when you pen down your ideas, it is when you have your ideas, that's your preferring solution to that. That's when you can now come up with a product vision that, okay, this is what this product is trying to solve, and this is what the product vision is. So when you have your product vision, you do not deviate. So it's very important that you have your product vision so you do not deviate. Another thing is you gather requirements from stakeholders. So you need requirements, you need facts. So you gather all of those requirements, gather as many as possible. So it is when you gather requirements that you can be able to write a clear product backlog item. Then you get your requirement from your PRD, from your designers. So these are what makes up your product backlogs. You as a product manager, you have written your PRD, you've given it to the designer has done that, they've done the design for you. So you already have an insight into what it is. If depending on the organization and depending on what you are trying to build, if you also need a system architectural design for it, you've also involved your system architectural designer, and they have given your system architect, and they've given you an architectural design for it as well. These are requirements that you are gathering. These are things that will make up your product backlog. So you gather as many as possible. When you gather all of those things, then that's when you can now go to your step three. You now write them in a clear backlog item. Just keep writing them. Now, first thing first, so that you do not overwhelm yourself or you do not miss it, write out all your product backlogs, even if they are not in the order of priority that they should be. First thing first, write out all of them. So it is only when you write out all of them, okay, you have 1000 items to be in your product or backlogs. Write all of them. When you've written all of them out, you can now go back to start prioritizing them in the order of importance, in the order of value that they give. you start prioritizing them that, oh, okay, this one comes first, oh, this comes second. So like you saw when we were looking at the Jira board, you can reorder that you typed that you placed an item first does not mean that item will remain first. So you can still go back to reorder according to the order of priority, because your backlog is not complete until you structure it in the order of priority. It will just be like a, how do I put it, a book of ideas or an items, a random items. If you have not structured it, you need to prioritize it. That's why it's called product backlogs. Why you prioritize your backlog is for your engineers, for stakeholders involved. When they see your product backlog, they should be able to understand that, oh, this is the order of importance. Oh, they are aligned. There is focus. We are building this first. Once we are done with this feature, we are going to this feature. So it's for them to have that clarity. That's why you need to prioritize your backlog. Mere looking at your product's backlog, you should be able to know that, oh, after this feature, this is the next feature. After this feature, this is the next feature. You keep iterating your improvements, bugs, and all of that. So it's very, very important that you have your product backlog structured. So it is not enough that you write items, that you write product backlogs, but it is enough that you structure it, you prioritize it in the order of importance. And we've talked about different prioritization techniques that you can use, prioritization models that you can use to prioritize. So you can use your Moscow theory, you can use RISE, you can use Kano model, you can use value impact model as well to prioritize. We have a lot of prioritization techniques. So I just looked at the basic ones. We can also make our research to look at more techniques that we have. But yes, most times, oftentimes, people use Moscow theory, which is the must have, the should have, the could have, and the won't have feature. So most times Moscow theory is very common. So they use Moscow theory. So you use it. So this is when where it comes to place for your backlog management. Always remember that you need your prioritization technique for your backlog management. So that's why you have it in the first place. So that you can prioritize your product backlog in the order of importance, which now makes it a backlog where every stakeholders involved now have an understanding of what needs to be done and what the focus is. So do I have any question from anyone? Any questions so far? Do we understand? Are we following?
Oh,
Okay, no question from me. Okay. But do you understand so far? Are we following the class?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you too for me. Okay. So based on what we have gone through today, the next slide is a class activity that we did yesterday already. You already know the order of importance. But let's look at this very well because it's also going to help us with our assignments. It's going to help us with our assignment. So what we did yesterday was to use the must have over versus the nice to have feature to come up with this. and we'll still be doing the same for our assignment, but we'll not be using these features. I brought up this feature, so you have to go and check up your own feature. You have to go and check up your own features and come with your features. Then you prioritize. Let me go to the okay. Let me go to the assignment. I'll come back to the summary. So this is the assignment. You choose one product. Fintech, health, everyday application that you use. Pick one. Then you have to write out what the product goal is, who the target users or user is. Then list 10 feature ideas. Just like we listed that feature yesterday, then we had to start prioritizing them. So you list out 10 features that your product should have. Then prioritize these 10 features using the Moscow theory: must have, could have, should have, could have, and won't have. Then, when you are done, you also use the prioritization technique of the value versus effort. You draw up a matrix for it where you have high value, low value. Then you now create a simple backlog for the top five item. Create a simple backlog for the top five item. Then you can now explain why one of the feature is the most important of the feature. So let me go back to the matrix and show us. Let me show us the matrix. That's for the efforts. Okay, so this is the matrix. So you draw a straight line, which is the vertical line here. Look at it. This dot dot dot. So make yours a straight line. That's the vertical. Then you have your horizontal line. So it's like a quadrant now. Here you have the I value. Sorry, this place is not showing. Here is the I value. Here underneath is the low value. Then you have the efforts here. Now, high value, high efforts. For high value and high efforts, like I said yesterday, you have to plan carefully. This one comes first. This is how the quadrant goes. This is how it goes. First of all, the I focus on the high value and the low effort. You build it first. This thing is going to give much more value to the customer, but the effort required to build this is low. Build it first, which is the send money. I'm just citing what we used yesterday as example. The send money, the check balance, and the notification. These are the core functionalities of a banking app. So they are low effort and high value. They come first. Then we have the high effort and high value and high effort. It's going to give very high value to the customer, but the efforts required in building this is also high. You have to plan this carefully. This includes bill payment. You have to align with your business goals. At this point in time, is it what you want to do? Do you want to implement bill payment now? Savings goal, do you want to do that? Having in mind your product vision and goal. Then okay, support chats. You have email. Do you still want to go for support chat at this point in time? So you have to plan for this carefully. It's going to be bring high value, but you still have to plan for it carefully. Then another one is low value low effort. So now from here to here to here, high low value, low effort. Do this one later. Now these particular ones are regarded as feelings. When you hit a blocker, like I said earlier, your engineering team, rather than staying idle, can quickly work on this. So like the export transaction future, like the dark mode. Now low value and high effort, that's advanced reports. Advanced reports, like you want so many things to be in that reporting. When your customers are checking their reports, you want to them to be able to check, have a bank statement with signatory on the it. If there's, if it is, they have a saving plan, they want to have an investment letter. So it's high. The effort required is high because you already done the actual reporting, but this one now is advanced reporting. Then you want them to be able to customize their team, like, oh, I want to use color pink for my team, I want to add images. Like, these are things that most customers will not even use it. They will not use it. So the value is low, but the effort required to do this is very high, especially the advanced reporting. A lot of things has to be in place. Then customizing team as well. You have to ensure that when they customize their team, it only affects their own profile. It doesn't affect the whole user. You have to ensure that when they put their picture or customize their team and they use it on a larger screen, it's still the same as a normal a small screen. So all of these things are advanced. So this was you, at this point in time, if you do not have enough resources, you don't have enough time, enough money, avoid it, because the value is low. They are extras. They are the money pits. So they are the extras here. So avoid it. Focus on the ones that will give much more value to the customers. So let's go back to the assignments. So I just use that to explain so that you know how to go about the assignment. So that's that. So that's the value and effort. So you are using this and you are using this as well, the value and effort. So for the same thing that you have done here, you are using the value and the efforts too. Then you create a simple backlog. Explain why one of the feature is the most important. That's your number one feature. So do you understand the assignment? Let me know if you understand the assignment. Let me check one part. Okay. But no, you don't understand the assignment. Are you for real? Okay, I'll explain again.
I think it's because he was not in class yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's true. That's true, Babatunde. So please go through yesterday's class recording. I've posted it already. I've posted it already. Go through it and you definitely understand. Because just so that you also want us to copy this out, that's my problem. So go through the, and I'll share my slides today because we are done with this. So I'll share my slide. I'll share my slide as well. Just go through it. But I will do a brief explanation on it. Just give me a moment. Okay. I just dropped the assignments. Yeah. But I think today you said you're just waking up. Okay. Anyways, if we go through the recordings and today's recording as well, you should be able to grab. You should be able to grab. You should be able to grab that. But yeah. But aside from Babatunde, every other person understood the assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just quickly explain again. Pick a product. Write out what the product goal is, what who your target users are. We've already done something like this before, so it shouldn't be something difficult for us to do. Then list 10 future ideas that you think that application should have. Then prioritize those ideas using these two prioritization techniques below. Must have, should have, and nice to have. Then also use the second prioritization, which is the value versus effort, which I showed us in that quadrant. After that, from your prioritization, create a simple backlog for five of the items. That's five features now. You already know what your backlog should carry. Your user story should be inclusive. Everything that will help your stakeholders to understand. Go through the slides again. You see what and how you can build a good product backlog. Then explain why number one feature is important. Please, let's not use the example that we have used yesterday. So look for another app. Should not necessarily be a banking app. It can be an health app. It can be any app at all. It can be your ride app, any application at all. But don't use the same example that we have used yesterday. And also the assignment I gave us before, I've not forgotten that one too. You are all submitting all of these assignments upon resumption. You can submit it before then, before resumption. So let's not forget. So that's this one is assignment one. Sorry, this is assignment two. The assignment one was the one I gave on Thursday. I think that was on Thursday. So yes, that was on Thursday. So that was on Thursday. So this is assignment two. And assignment three. Assignment three. Use one digital product. It can be your bank app, any app that you use on your phone, your daily, everyday app. Use one of the products. It can be your social media app, it can be your school portal as well. Then write out what problem it solves, one feature that they used, then one thing that they liked. Like, okay, let me just type this. Let me type this out so that you can understand. Come in. So that's going to be our assignment theory. A moment, please. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm trying to type this out. Okay. Okay. So I just pasted it on the chat box now. So what you should do? This is a product thinking ideal assignment. First thing first, use one digital product that you use daily. It can be any application on your phone. Ensure it's the application on your phone. No. Use one of the applications on your phone. So you write short answers. What's the problem that that product is trying to solve? Example. What app do I have on my phone? Let's use InDrive. The app is trying to solve the problem of conveying people, uh, conveniently conveying people from one place to another. So one feature that you've used, one feature is the order right feature. That's the book right feature that I've used. Then one thing I liked about them is the fact that you can you can bargain your price. So they can tell you 10,000, you can tell them it's 6,000. So that's one thing I liked about the app. Then one thing I would improve if I'm the product manager of InDrive. One thing I would improve for the app is I don't one thing I would improve for InDrive now. Is there any loophole for InDrive? I'm trying to think. Anything I've experienced so far. And one thing I will improve is having estimated time of arrival. Well, I think why most of them don't have it is maybe because of traffic. They can't really tell, but at least there should be an estimated time that if you book this you arrive at so time. So you should think of one thing you should improve as a product manager. So do you get this at all? Let me know if you get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just choose any app at all, any application, but ensure that it's the one that you use on your phone. So it's easier. It's just to help our product thinking. So I will start thinking as product managers that, oh, I could have improved it if I had the opportunity. So let me know if you have any question or comment to that. So another assignment. We have a lot of assignment too. We are coming back January 5. So all of these assignments, this is one Google Doc. This is assignment. How somebody is pasting it on the WhatsApp group. This is assignment 3 now. So let's go to assignment 4. Somebody should help us put it on the group. This is assignment 4.
Marquis, what's the third assignment?
The third assignment is the last one I dropped. The first one is the one I gave us on Thursday. The second one is the one on the slide. The third one is the one I dropped. So I'm typing mistake for now here. Third. So I'm typing this now. Okay. So this is saying pick and half. Can I go in this is not APA, it's and half. Okay, this thing editable. I can only copy. So pick and half you don't like. Identify one big user problem. Then two features to remove and two features to add. Do you understand that? Can anyone hear me? Can you confirm that you understand this assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
So just pick an app that you know you don't like, then identify what the big problem is for user, two features to remove, and two features to add. Okay, so we have four assignments now. That's too small for us now. We can have like 10, right?
Ma, please, is enough. Oh,
Is that Damola? Okay, since it's only
yes.
only Damola, others want us to have more.
Ah,
Others, do you want more assignments? It's a long break now. You have like how many days now? Oh, okay, it's not enough, Abi. It seems the person said no, that it's not enough.
It's enough. Oh.
It's enough. Okay, okay, no problem then. All right, you can use the rest as last activity. So, no more assignment. Okay, no problem. We can just do a class activity then. So that's all your assignments in one PDF, please. So it's easier. Once you are done, you don't need to wait till on the 5th of January before you send it. I hope you've copied it to the group. Yeah, we don't miss out on it. Okay. Okay. So let's attempt some class activities since we don't want to do assignment again. So this week, we focused on the feature prioritization and product backlog management. Do we still remember things that we've done before, or we want activities based on this? Do you want class? Do you want class activity based on this, on what we've done before? No one is saying anything, or we don't want class activities too.
Ma, we're just three on this call.
Oh, that's fascinating for me. Tracy is not on the score. What happened to we didn't check up on our accountability partner today? Why?
Ma, please about the assignment. All the assignments should be like done in a single document.
Hmm?
Abi?
Sorry.
As I said about the assignment, should all the assignments be done like in a single document?
Yes, please, in a single document.
Eh?
In a single document. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, so let's talk about building. We're going to talk about prioritization as well. Yeah, future prioritization. So let's look at building. We're going to use a banking app again. Uh, what other app do you think we should? Okay, a food delivery application. So for a food delivery application, what feature do you think a food delivery application should have? And what are the could have features and must have feature first, followed by should have. Everybody's on holiday mood, okay? The must have, the should have, and the could have feature. For a food delivery app now, you can just give one feature for each. So for me, Babasunde and
Must-have feature is the menu.
menu. Okay, the food menu.
Yes,
See, okay. Since you are even still sleeping.
yes, I'm still
Yeah,
sleeping.
in the holiday mood. Okay.
I didn't even know. I didn't know there was class as early as 8 o'clock, sir, because it's 7 at my end.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. It was because we are not in the class yesterday. So since this is the last class of the year, so we just want to wrap up on time so that we can all go back to uh the brain tasks and enjoy our holiday. Okay, so the person you said the menu is the must-have feature. What about the should have menu? Okay, yeah. What about the should have and could have feature?
Should be maybe contact details or something.
Okay, then could have feature.
we add picture, maybe um, duration of delivery between um, ordering of food and when the food will be delivered.
Oh,
The
okay.
time, the time it will take. That
Mhm.
could have.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. The menu should be the must have because they need to have menu of what they're ordering, and they should have the big contact support because it's of high priority as well. Then after that, the could have, yeah. Wait, what did you say they could have is again?
The time it will take for the food to be delivered
Oh, okay.
after placing the order.
The estimated time of delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, estimated time of delivery. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Glory, that's all also for me. I'm going to try.
Yeah. So the must have is like, um, should I say like add to cart,
Hmm? Come again.
add to cart or like place order, sha.
Okay, add to cart
For
or
must
place
have,
order. Okay, okay, awesome.
yes. Then should have uh, maybe like customer support or all these like help center customer support.
Yeah, but actually, I've mentioned customer support for sugar and that as well. Mention another item.
Okay. More about like user profile, maybe like the address, phone number.
Mm, yes. So that one should be even be under when they are making the delivery because customer have to input their delivery address. It's important that they have that. So it's a must staff feature. Because where do you want to deliver the food to when you don't have the contact of the customer?
Find another one for shoot. Okay. Um, what's this thing? Reviews or rating. I don't know for shoot.
Mm, reviews. Okay. Review could still be could have anyways. Yeah, I think
Like feedback or something. That's feedback.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
should have. So should have aside contact support could there could have can also be uh removing item from cart when you had to wait. Yes, there should have is adding to carts. You need to be able to add to carts before you even how will I put it now?
Tasty.
Yes.
I
So
think I think adding and removing should go together. So it's not possible for you to be able to add and you won't be able to remove. That would be bad for the app.
and adding and removing should come hand in hand now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking for a should have aside contact support. A should have can be user logging in with their social account, social logins like Google, so that it
Uh,
tests their
Yeah.
adoption rate rather than trying to enter their password, their username. They just sign up with their social media accounts and yeah, they are able to have access to the platform. Okay, so who is trying? Adedamola. Yeah, we have Adedamola on the call. Adedamola, are you there? I've not heard your voice, do you know? Internet has gone off. Dun, 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 dun. Your internet has gone off. Can anyone hear me? Sorry, my internet went off. Can anyone hear me now?